our space.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our 12 Days of Christmas. It's day 9 here at CutterPillar headquarters. I'm Melody.
I'm Keisha.
I have a special guest. I was going to introduce her, but
sorry.
she's so excited.
I'm
She
very
literally
excited.
introduced herself. We're going to slow roll, as I keep saying, to like start this off. So as everyone comes on in, tell us where you're from. Hi, Pamela. Thank you for joining us from California. It's snowing here today in Utah. We kind of
Yes.
wish we were there in California.
It was quite
does
a
it
drive.
snow in Monterey?
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe a little.
Does
I
it
don't
snow
know.
there?
Does it snow in Monterey?
Maybe she
Anyway,
can tell us.
maybe you can tell us. It just sounds warmer than here. I know
Yes.
some parts of California is not. Hello, Helen.
Iowa.
Welcome back, Helen.
I do know that Iowa is cold. I do know that they get
Iowa
snow.
gets snow. Iowa's cold. Hello, Madison Parker from Utah. We really appreciate you joining us today.
Yes.
Do
Do you guys know today is not only the 9th day of Christmas for CutterPillar,
of our 12 days. Yep.
but it's also Friday the 13th.
It is Friday the 13th, and it has been a crazy Friday the 13th
so
for
far.
us already.
So far, it has.
I
We'll
had a
see what
little
happens
issue this morning at home. It's snowing, but we're here, and we're so excited to be here
We are.
for our 9th day. Alabama. Hopefully you're warm in Alabama. Thank you for joining us from Alabama.
It might be cold everywhere. I think it's the time of year where we start getting really cold.
It might be cold everywhere.
And it's the time of year where you start feeling, I don't know, a little jolly, maybe?
A little jolly, and that's why we're here.
Yes.
Just rain for Pamela, no snow.
Okay.
That's good.
That's
We're glad
good.
for that.
That's
Well,
good.
we are so excited. As we go through this, make sure you all, if you have any questions or anything, pop those in the comments. We'll be sure to answer them. But we are so excited for the day of Christmas today.
Yes.
Day number 9. We brought Keisha in because we are showing her very favorite CutterPillar product
Yes.
today.
It is. From the beginning, I have loved this thing.
Yes,
I use
yes.
it all the time. I'm so excited to show you guys all the fun things you can use this product for.
Yes. Quick little story. Keisha and I travel together around the country, and we
Yes.
come out to see all y'all at expos and things like that. So make sure you come by and say hi. We've known each other for Keisha's whole life. We're actually related.
We don't need to say how long that is.
We don't need to say how long that is, but I'm actually her aunt because her father is one of my older brothers.
Yes.
And so we've known each other a very long time.
We have.
So we might have a code, and we apologize if we start speaking in code, but
Sometimes we do that.
sometimes we do that.
Because we're also best friends. So
Yes.
we're
And-
all intertwined.
all at a time. So we're very excited today. Today's special, I'm just going to tell you what it is quick, and then Keisha's going to show the product. Today's special is our Glow Ultra light board. That's right. The Ultra light board, the biggest one, is 10% off on the site today. So if you go to CutterPillar.com, the Ultra is automatically 10% off. Now remember, because it's 12 days of Christmas, if you use code 12 days, you also get an additional 50% off of that.
That's amazing.
So we are so super excited for today. And Keisha is going to show you all the cool things about the Glow Ultra.
Yes, I am so excited to share all the things that I do on the light and things that you may be interested in doing on your light board when you get it at your house. Okay, first of all, it's just an LED light board. I'll move this.
I'll
You wanna
hold
take
this.
that for me. So it's just a nice thin kind of mat, but it's got LED lights in there. So it's got 4 levels of light. I'm going to do this slow so you can see the different levels. There's level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. It gets so, I mean, look how bright that is. Yeah, I can do it again. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. It is so bright. I mean, look how much it makes me illuminate. It's so bright. It gives you so much light. One thing as a crafter, I always find I never quite have enough light when I'm doing things. So it's, well, yeah, you try to put more light on, but you yourself, I mean, you can see like hands make shadows, your body makes a shadow. There might be a dark spot in your craft room. Having the light underneath just changes your whole crafting area. So right here on the board, there's a few things you can do. First of all, you can do tracing. Tracing is great on the board. So I'll show you something right here. Melody's husband was so nice. He drew this beautiful little pattern right here. So we're going to try to trace that. Normally when you're tracing it, it's so hard to see. Like if I turn off the light, see, I mean, where did it go? And then again, you can see there's all these shadows. But with the light underneath, even just a little bit of light, it just makes it so much different. So when I trace this, look at how
how
easy.
many of you out there, when you're trying to trace something, put one in the comment if you guys out there have tried to trace something, but you didn't have a light. And so you like stuck it to the glass window or the coffee table with the flashlight under it. Or I used to do it on the microwave.
I've heard people use their iPads. Sometimes they'll just
Their
put
iPads,
it under
the
like a
flashlight,
plexiglass. I'm like, oh, come on. This is so much easier.
We had someone at a show one time tell us that she took her Pyrex bakeware.
Oh, yeah.
And put her phone light under it.
Underneath it. Just turned it upside down.
Doing it that way. And we laughed so hard about it because she said she always got the little Pyrex dent in all of her stuff.
Yeah, in all her patterns and stuff. Yeah. So if you're doing any tracing, like say for applique or embroidery patterns, or your husband just drew something, you want to copy his design.
Because we don't draw, so we copy his all the time.
Doing your tracing right here, you can do it right here on the board. You can use markers, you can use pencils, anything that's not going to hurt the surface of this board. So that's one thing that's amazing to use on the light board.
Amazing.
Let's see.
What else we got
down here? Oh, we've got lots of things. So like even if you've got this pattern, say it's an applique pattern, and you want to put it underneath just straight onto your fabric. Look how well you can see that on your fabric.
Yeah, so like if you're doing hand embroidery or if you're doing counted cross stitch or if you're doing anything like that, you can trace it directly on. Because I used to, when my eyes weren't bad, I used to love doing counted cross stitch. Yeah. But I started hating it because I need reading glasses to do it and I didn't want to. So I will trace the design onto my count cross stitch fabric and then I kind of know where I'm going with it. And I don't have to count as often.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to count.
No extra work in your crafting.
Work involved. We don't want that.
So yeah, I use this all the time to trace things. My mom actually does the counter cross stitch. And what she does is she puts her pattern on the light and it kind of lights up her whole area so she can see those little tiny holes when you're actually doing the cross stitch.
Yeah.
So there's another option to do as well. Ooh, here, I got a little one. It's really cute.
I got a big one.
Okay. And Donald, why not?
Why not?
Okay, so I know there's this new craft that a lot of people do, me included. It's diamond painting. Excuse me. I was like paint by numbers, diamond painting.
Kind of paint by number is.
So what it is just little tiny jewels you place on the pattern that you've got. This, as you can see, is a certain character in the Disney world.
We won't name it because we don't want to get.
Yeah, we don't want to get in trouble. But what's really, I turned it around. Excuse me. So when you're doing this, it's really hard to see the detail in here because there's different dots, there's different shapes that you have to put the right color on. And then as you can see, as we're doing this, there's glares and there's dark spots. So when the light is underneath, and we'll move this plastic so you can see even better, like where look at that, how clear that is.
Yeah, it's kind of glary with the studio
lights. It is a little bit.
But it makes it so you can actually see the little pluses or circles or dots or anything.
Because sometimes
like
you have colors.
All of those kinds of things. You can see everything.
Sometimes you have colors that are so close. Like you have different colors of yellow.
Right.
And you want to get the right shading.
Right. Or the light blue or the dark blue or the dark gray and the black and the white all together. And it's phenomenal to do that. I won't do this without a light.
I know. I
won't do it.
She makes a mess of the beads. So we don't let her
I'm not allowed to do it with Keisha anyway because I make a mess. But
the reason that I really like this board for diamond art in particular is because I like to put my pattern on one side and then I put all of my supplies over here. So all my little jewels are right here and the whole space is lit up. So I can see the different colors. I can make sure I go by the code and I put it on there and it's my whole workspace.
Yes.
So that's what I love about diamond art on here.
If the LED light board that is super thin with 4 levels light wasn't enough, we also add something else with our light boards that is special.
Very unique for CutterPillar. It's a self-healing cutting mat.
Look at that.
So not only can you trace everything, you now can cut anything you want on here because it is self-healing. So any rotary blade, any of your favorite rotary blades or X-Acto knives will work on here. So fussy cutting.
Yes.
Cutting out your applique patterns. This one is big enough that you can actually roll a fat quarter on it.
Guess what I have?
She happens to have a fat quarter.
Look at that.
Because the size of this is 19 by 26. Because the lighted area is 17 by 24, but you've got this extra inch, which is really nice, especially if you're using a rotary blade. You don't have to worry about going off the edge.
Yeah, you can cut straight off the board. You're not going to nick the board in any way when that mat is on there. So you can put your whole fat quarter on here.
Right.
Let's say you're doing anything with you're doing templates or you're doing fussy cutting, you're doing anything like that. When you put that under there, you can see exactly where that piece is going to line up. So you can know where that design is going to be. So you can adjust your fabric based on where you want that design. So when you can picture your entire project that you're working on, you can make sure that your stripes are going the correct way that you want them to go, or that they're squared up how you want them to be, because you can do that on top of the light.
And you can cut right on here. So if you're adding embellishments to your projects, if you want to cut ribbon, if you want to cut your pattern, if you want to cut the fabric, you want to cut pictures, say you are a paper crafter or a scrapbooker, you can cut your pictures right on here. Or say you do vellum or vinyl, anything on here, because it's self-healing, you can cut any kind of surface that you would like.
So Keisha, what happens if you can't see through your fabric? Why would you use this?
I know, that's a question we always get, but I want to show you how cool this is. So say it is too dark, you can't see through, like I can't see through that at all. But what I found is that I can use the lines on the grid. What it does is it helps me line it up so much more accurately. I know I'm straight on either side. So before I actually make my cut, I'm going to make sure that I'm straight, so that when I take it over to the sewing machine, I know that it's straight and they're actually going to match up. So my project looks the correct way.
If your project's crooked, it's because you're sewing crooked,
not because you're cutting crooked.
You can square everything out. That's what I like to do now. So when I'm doing my piece cutting, even if it's too big for the board, I'm cutting big bolts down or whatever, giant things down, I'll bring it over to the light to make sure that I square it up on the light, because that light shines through the mat, shines through the ruler. So sometimes you can line through the fabric. Sometimes through the fabric, but you can light. It doesn't matter what fabric it is. You can use the light around the piece. You can get super accurate in your piece cutting. So you can make sure you're exactly square, exactly triangled, whatever.
Yeah, the light just helps, because like when you're cutting, say, a green piece of fabric on your green mat, how do you do that?
Or purple on the purple mat? Or gray on gray.
It's
hard
so
to see.
hard.
It's really hard.
Because shadows come from everything. You make a shadow, your lamp might make a shadow, no matter how many lights you have in a room. This just prevents those shadows from getting in your way.
Yes, it totally does. The other thing that I've started doing on here that I really like is when I cut my pieces out, I've kind of used it as my placing grid. So I have my little triangles, and I can make sure that I've got them how I want them to be. I can kind of see, I know you can do this in other ways, but I love doing this on the light because I can see exactly how my pattern is going to end up. Right?
Yeah.
Boop, boop, doop.
Well, it's such a difference. I mean, turn the light off. Look how much harder it is to kind of get it. Just there's glares and there's shadows, and the light just makes it so much easier to get everything exactly where you are.
So use the grid for those kinds of things.
Yes.
Now, we love the Glow Ultra for our quilting, for our applique, for our fussy cutting, our paper piecing, our sewing stuff. But it's not just for that. We mentioned a couple of the other things. I don't know if we have any paper crafters here, but CutterPillar started out in the paper crafting world. We make paper trimmers with LED lights on them to light your cut line, so you can see what you're doing, and that's what sort of morphed us here
into
the workstation.
Table. Yes.
But what do you do if you are a paper crafter?
Which we both happen to be paper crafters.
We both happen to start that way.
So, I dropped my stuff. Sorry. Okay, so I love to do like card making. So if you, and then those two.
Okay, I'll get this.
Okay. So first of all, I do want to mention that you can color on this. So I don't know if you can see this little pattern. Maybe if we switch the camera there. There's a little girl. She's a little crafter girl. She's really cute. But what I do is I would color her on the light, because making coloring, I'd move the mat off, and you can actually color right there on the light board. So I can color her.
Because you don't miss the lines.
Exactly. You can get right into her little hair and her little dress and all that good stuff. But if you're making a card, what I love to do is I like to make sure that this is lined up, because I try to be as perfect as I can when I make my cards.
You do like your projects to have right angles.
I do.
That's
I do.
For sure.
So if you've got your card base right there, say this is your little title, I can make sure that I'm going to be straight before I actually put it down, because I've got the grid on either side to make sure that this line is actually going to be straight. So it's evenly spaced all the way through. So I can adhere this down, use an X-Acto knife or a rotary blade, cut it right off. And then I can put my cute little girl that I drew or I colored, put her right there. And then I can send you a Christmas card and say, happy crafting.
Did you make Christmas cards this year?
I did not. Okay. But you could.
I knew the answer to that before I asked it.
And if I did, I would do it all in here. Because I have made cards on here before.
I know, we have.
Not
we used
Christmas
to have
cards.
paper crafting days every Friday, and it was super fun.
It was really fun.
So the other thing if you're not doing a card maker, you're a traditional 12 by 12
Yes.
layout scrapper.
This is the best.
This is the best to do it on because
this one will hold, and this is our only light board that will hold two 12 by 12s. You can have your whole entire spread in one area. So again, you can line things up. Say this is a picture. You can put her over here on the 12-inch line, and then you've got another little embellishment over here, and this one's on the 12-inch line.
or
So,
even let's
they're
say
straight.
this is your title, right? And you want your
Yes.
title to go across both pieces of your 12 by 12. You can see. Now you're not, again, like you're not going to see
Can't
through
see through
every bit of
everything.
fabric. You're not going to see through every single thing, but like this paper here, you can see the grid through.
Mhm.
So you can make sure that you're straight. You can
Line
see
it
the
right
grid
up
over
in
here.
there.
You can make sure you're straight before you trim it down.
Yeah, you can
And then
adhere it down
Yes.
and then
trim it because then you're exactly, what's that, half an inch and a half
Right.
from the top on both pages.
Both sides.
Whoa,
So in your beautiful book, everything is
everything
symmetrical.
lines up.
I love it.
Right angles. Yeah, so this is our Glow Ultra. Remember, today it's on sale at CutterPillar.com. Today only,
Yes.
10% off.
This is the day to get it.
This is the day.
I promise you, you can put this on your craft table and it will change your crafting life. I do all of my crafts on here because I love it. I just love the sheer size of it. I love that the mat goes all the way to the edge. I've got the adjustable light levels because there's 4 of them. It is our brightest one. It's just amazing. I can honestly tell you when we started
It's
doing
super
shows,
durable.
I started out with one of the other ones and
Yes.
it was like 2 days later, I said, no, I got to have the big one.
Yeah, she called
I
me
just
up and
love
she was
the
like,
big one.
this is lovely and I like it. And you did get the premium,
I
which
did,
is the portable
which is
one,
great.
which has a battery
love
in
that
it.
one
So if you
too.
guys are looking for that one, it's 15% off with that coupon
Yes.
code 12 days if you want to get that one too. She loved it and she still uses it.
I do.
Depending on what she's doing. But
But this
like,
one
it
lives
out on the table.
in my craft room and I use it all the time.
So
all the time.
so amazing. So this is the item. The Old Glow Ultra is the item that's on sale today. But we wanted to show you a couple of other accessory pieces that you can get to go with it that are phenomenal. Yeah, Christina. Yes, we do see your comment about how you ordered. Please send me an email at do you have my email in there still? At melody@cutterpillar.com. Send me that. Send me an email there and I will get you taken care of. So just send me a quick email and I can help you out with that. No problem. Please, yeah. By all means, please just send me that and I'll take care of it. Yes. Yeah, Melody EE with
Melody
2 E's.
E.
I'm not
Caterpillar.
bitter about that. I couldn't find a
No.
magnet with my name on it ever or anything like that. But
Both
that's
of our
fine.
parents did not do us any favors with our names.
They did not. They did not.
So are you guys asking yourself, how can I use this? How can I convince my husband to let me have this? Because I really, really, really want it.
We have also found in that, yes. Yeah, tell us how you think you'll be
Yeah.
using it. Put it in the comments. Let us know how you
Please.
guys use it. If you have it, how you think you might be able to use it, all of those questions. But also let me tell you, we have decided, I decided at the very beginning of this when I wanted all of the light boards because I have all of them in my house. My husband's a sketch artist, right?
That's right.
And the way I talked him into being able to get the bigger one was I let him use my smaller one
Yes.
with the battery.
Yes.
So he sits in front of the TV with the premium that has the battery in it and sketches. And I was like,
You
oh,
get this.
please, honey, go ahead and keep
Yeah.
using that. I'll get the Ultra.
Yes.
No problem. So give him a reason to use it for his stuff.
Yes.
And there's many, many reasons. He can sketch on it. He can color on it. He can, if he's a tattoo artist, he can do his tattoo
That's
tracing
true.
on it. He can do, we get people who do stained glass on it. We
You know,
get all
some
kinds of
people
stuff.
actually get these so they can look at their old slides.
Yes.
So they can move the mat off. And some people like to look at
The old slides
old
without
slides.
without crooking your neck and doing
right.
it like
or
that.
using
right?
a flashlight.
Or using or your phone light or anything like that.
Right.
We're going to talk a little bit about some of the accessories. Now, oh.
Give them a reason, give them a difference in visuals.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Nathan thank you, Nathan. Nathan is here helping us out. For those of you who saw a couple of the lives that he joined us for, we love Nathan. He's here
Yes.
helping us out today. This is our Glow Basic. So the Basic and the Premium are the exact same size. This is not plugged in. We can plug it in, but this is the Glow Basic. So the Glow Basic and the Glow Premium are half the size of the Glow Ultra. And then, I think it was here, but we have a Glow Mini as well. It is here. We have a Glow Mini, which is half the size of the Glow Basic. So we have 3 different sizes and 4 different boards. Everything,
Yes.
like we said, is on sale at 15% off. But the Ultra is the biggest, and that's the one that's on sale that we're talking about today. It is twice as big. It is 19 by 26.
19
It
by
is
26.
Phenomenally
That's
sized.
a great area to do all of your crafts.
Okay, so
It's like a supersized offer.
It is.
it is the super size, but not in a
It
bad
is.
way like
No,
McDonald's.
no.
It's in a good way. It's super sized in a good way.
Yeah.
So the first item we're going to talk about is our tempered glass mat. So this mat is a great general crafting mat. I know we had a question earlier from Pamela. Thank you for that question. Is there a tempered glass mat for the Glow Elite Mini? At this point in time, right now, we have one size glass mat. So this size glass mat will fit over the entire lighted area of the basic and the premium.
Yes.
But for the ultra, when you use it on the ultra, it's a really cool thing that you can do for that.
Because you can put it on half of here. And this is why I love it, because I've got two surfaces to work on. So I can do all of my cutting right here. And then over here, I can do my glitter, my mixed media. This will
Alcohol
even
inks.
take the heat of an iron.
It will take the heat of an iron.
So
So when
applique
you have your
patterns.
applique and you are doing your applique patterns, you can
Iron it right on top of the light.
Yes, you can iron right on there.
You can just line them up and get the pieces exactly where you want and do all of the ironing right on here. And it's not going to hurt your light board. And another thing about the glass I love is if you get like fusible on there or you leave your messy stuff on here, you can just take this, go clean it off in the kitchen sink.
And it's scratch resistant. It's
Yes.
tempered. It's treated like the glass stovetop, so it's scratch resistant. So if you do get that stuff stuck on there,
Or you forget
Like,
to clean it off.
you forget. She said that because I do that. I forget to clean it off all the time. I get very easily distracted, go off and do something else,
Mhm.
leave my projects out. There's paint stuck on there. There's hot glue stuck on there. There's
Yep.
fusible stuck on there.
Glitter,
You can just
messy
scrape
stuff.
it off with a razor blade and it's not
Yeah.
going to hurt it. The grid is screen printed on the
Underneath.
back, so it's not going to scrape your grid off, so you can keep your lines. Unless you want to scrape them off, but you don't, you can keep them on there.
Yeah.
And then you can just clean it off
Just
super
clean
easy
it
like
off.
that.
I
Amazing.
just made this beautiful skeleton for Halloween because I like Halloween more than Christmas. Yes, I said it.
She does.
But it's this big, giant 10-foot skeleton, and I Mod Podged all over him. And I used the glass mat to put all of the little disco ball things
tiles.
on top of it. And when this was done, when I was done, this was such a mess. Like, I
Slathered,
had
right?
so much stuff on there. I just was in the kitchen sink scrubbing it off, and it looks all brand new again.
All brand new again.
It's great.
So the glass mat is on sale on the website at 15% off if you use that coupon code 12 days.
12
it's
days.
a great companion piece to go with the Glow Ultra. That is
Yes.
on sale today.
10% off.
10%
on
off.
this.
We don't put
That's
this one on
amazing.
sale. We don't put this on sale very
But
often.
wait, if you do 10% off and then you use the 12 days code, don't you get another
You get an additional
15%
15%
off?
off.
Amazing savings. This is the time to get it.
Yes, we do want to show you one other accessory piece for the Glow Ultra. And if you guys have any questions as
Please
we're
let us
winding down
know.
shortly, please let us know. Anything like that. Oh, wait, there's a question. Is there any things to keep in mind about what kind of iron to use on the glass mat? Not specifically. Karen, thank you for that question. Not specifically. You can use just about any iron on there. We don't suggest you iron your whole quilt or your prom dress. We for sure tell you do not leave it sitting on there for too long.
Right.
It's you can leave it on for the perfect amount of time for ironing open
Pressing.
your seams or
Yes.
your applique pieces down. You can use a steam iron. It's not going to hurt the glass and it won't hurt the board. However, because it's glass and not fabric, the water will puddle a little bit.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind if you do use a steam iron. You might get a little puddling of the water if your fabric doesn't absorb all that steam. So be careful with that. That's what you need to keep in mind. But other than that, pretty much any iron will work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so like Melody said, we do have one more accessory that goes with the Ultra. This, again, is one of my very favorite pieces. This is our Ultra tote. So we make totes for every one of our light boards. This one is special, though, I think, anyway.
It's your favorite.
So it is double padded all the way through. It's got reinforced corners here, but it's got one thing that's special to this, is it's got these little feet right here. So you can store your Ultra upright if you wanted to keep it kind of out of the way. You can put it against the wall. It's not going to hurt it. It's going to be all protected.
Yeah.
This pocket right here in the front is as big as your board.
Scooch it up a little bit.
There we go. So it's as big as the board. So you can put your patterns, your rulers, all of your fun stuff in there. See how big this is? Look at all that
There you
space in there. And this
Look
is
at how
right here
tiny-
where you put your board.
Look at how tiny a rotary cutter looks in that big giant pocket.
It goes
Oh, look how
all
little
the
that
way
is.
down there.
Look how tiny that is.
Think of all the stuff you can put in there. It's so great. It's got the shoulder strap. It's got the briefcase handle. It's also got this little tabby right here. What this does is it kind of takes weight off of your shoulder if you're carrying it. Like I have personally carried it on an airplane or two.
We carried on the airplane a lot, and I make her carry it.
Yeah. But it takes a little weight off of your shoulder if you are traveling to a retreat or you're going to a class
Yeah.
or you are traveling in your RV or you're traveling on an airplane. Then you've got your pocket right here. You can put your electrical cords in there, your cell phone, you know, because we don't have a lot of hands when we're crafting to carry a lot of stuff. So
Or
we
traveling.
can put everything in this bag. This bag is so great.
You can also use this tab to slide it on a suitcase or
Yeah.
rolly cart or your wagon if you are going in somewhere for
I think
for
I used
projects
this
and stuff.
bag on the way home from Branson to bring home my beautiful cape that I bought. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Because
my-
we tend to buy things when we travel,
Yeah,
and
we
it's
do.
good for that too.
But I
That's
put
the
it in
thing.
there and it was protected. I could put it up in the overhead and I knew it was safe.
Yes, and that's the thing about this bag, which is so cool, is that it's so big and it's so roomy. Yes, you can store your Ultra in there and your
Mhm.
glass mat and your projects and all those
And a
things.
swivel.
And a
And
swivel,
maybe the mini too.
And the
You could
mini,
have
all of that can
all
fit
of
in there.
the
You have the
products
flip
right
and
here.
fold. Everything will go in there. But you can store other things in there too because it's so roomy. So I changed my craft room into what my husband calls a magazine room. He's not allowed to eat in there. That's why we call it that. And
It's
so
beautiful.
my craft stuff kind of all went into the closet, right? So how many of you guys have craft rooms like that where you don't have the whole room anymore? Like
Yeah.
when my daughter was young, I gave up my craft room so she could use it as bedroom.
Right.
Then when my kids moved out, I made it a craft room.
And now you have
and
the
then-
grandkid.
Now the grandkids there a lot, but I changed it to be a magazine room so I could have a room that's for me because it's not a
Yes.
man cave, it's mine.
No.
Anyway, so all of my craft stuff is in the closet now. And so now I have like 3 or 4 of these bags that I
Just
fill with
store stuff.
all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff. Other size mats, other size projects, paper packs. If you're a paper crafter, the 12 by 12
Yes.
paper packs fit in here.
Beautiful.
Double,
Yeah.
right? Like you can on the light board. So you can put double in there for those kinds of
Some
things.
people
Stamps,
buy these just to carry their rulers around.
rulers. Yes,
Because you
your
want
big, long
to, you don't want
rulers.
them to break.
And
So
then
this
they're
is a
padded and
great
protected.
bag to
So
carry
it's
your
a
rulers
great
in.
bag for all of that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So you can get the Ultra Tote as well as all of our totes on the website at 15% off
15% off.
using that code 12 days. This one is specific. Yes, Christina, you're going to love it. Oh
You
my
are.
gosh. A little funny story about the paper crafting.
Yeah.
We went to a show in Novi, Michigan.
Yes.
In
In the
the
May.
Great American, what's it called? Great Lakes Mega Meet.
Great. Yeah.
Sorry, too many things in my brain. Great Lakes Mega Meet. And a super cute bunch of 3 girlfriends came over and all 3 of them bought the Ultra light boards.
Yes.
Then they all went into the crop room and we went and found them. And all 3 of them had this already plugged in
They
and were
did.
scrapbooking on it with their double page layouts, all 3 of them. So there was one table in the middle of the giant
It was
crop room.
all
just
lit up.
glowing. It was so cute.
Yeah.
So and really, what's better than that? Crafting with your friends, using the light, making them
Having
jealous
so
that
much-
you got this at
Yes.
the special deal and they didn't. That's always fun too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's always good to do.
And what I've heard is as you age, your eyes get worse, and having light from underneath just makes it so much easier because we want to craft forever, right? This will
That
help.
was her making fun of me being older than her as well. Again, that's what that was. But it's so true. My eyes started going bad. I'm resisting using reading glasses. I pull them out when I need to. But you know, the more light you have, like you make your screen on your phone brighter and you
Yeah.
don't need the reading glasses. When you have that, when you craft on the light, it's the same thing.
Yes.
So fun.
So great. And this right now, I promise you, is the time to buy.
Did you see that? Hi, Rick. Rick is making
Hi,
fun of
Rick.
Keisha. Christina, I saw your question. Thank you for that question. This one is not rechargeable. There is a cord. It is right here. This is the cord for it. We haven't been able to, there's so many lights in this one to make this one rechargeable. It didn't last long enough to try to do that. So that didn't work out. But the only one that's rechargeable is the premium. This one is our rechargeable one. This is the only one that you can use without being plugged in.
Yes.
So you do have to have a cord on this one, but the cord that comes with it is 6 feet long, and you can plug it into a extension or a power surge protector or something like that to extend that area if you need to. But this one does, yes. The cord kind of blends in because it's dark, but there is a cord for this one.
Yes.
So not rechargeable, but thank you for that question. If anyone has any other questions, by all means, please let us know. We'll be happy to answer those before we go.
Yeah.
But thank you guys all so much for joining
Yes,
us. Today
thank
was
you.
day 9. Oh, yeah. Today was day 9 of our 12 days of Christmas. So the Glow Ultra is our special for today.
Yes.
What can you do on it? Let's go through that one more time. What you
Okay.
can do on this. So you can use the cutting mat comes with it. I think we
You can
might have
cut
forgotten to
anything.
mention that if you look at the back of this, I don't know if you can see it super well, but it is
Textured.
textured on the back.
So
Anyway,
it
it's
stays
super
in
textured.
place.
So if you put a regular cutting mat on top of your light, it's
it's
going
going
to
to slide everywhere.
But when you use ours, because it comes with it, that texture will keep it in place. So you can cut your pieces out right on top of there. If you do fussy cutting or paper piecing or anything like that, you can use your little template there and you can see where your pattern will land. So you can make sure that that flower or that bird are centered exactly how you want it to be before you finish
Right.
cutting it out. So you can square your pieces all up on here, all of that kind of stuff.
You can scrapbook on here. You can do your card making. Again, this one is the only one that will actually hold two 12 by 12s.
Mhm.
So if you're a paper crafter, it's amazing because this can be your whole entire area. You can do all of your cutting right on here.
You can, without the mat, you can stamp on there.
Yeah,
Two-step stamps.
stamping.
You can weed your vinyl.
vinyl.
Anyone who does vinyl weeding out there, sometimes it's really hard to see those cut lines, but when you've got that light shining through, you can totally
There's
see that.
something we completely forgot to mention.
You can do
Does
paper piecing.
anybody do paper piecing? I'm just learning paper piecing and I don't exactly know how to do it yet, but
We're
I'm
working on it.
learning.
We're working on it.
But look at how you can see, I think this is this one right here, right? YW.
Probably.
Yeah. So basically you do this right there. Look at that. I can see exactly where that's going to be. So I can put all of the right colors. I don't know exactly how you do it.
Yeah, we're still learning about that, but we really like it. It looks really cool.
Our
Like,
friends at Legit
Legit
Kits gave us
yeah,
this pattern
to
and
try out, and we've been scared. We've been scared to cut it out and try
I have not cut yet. I'm just a little
it.
nervous.
We would love a little boost of confidence
Yes,
from anyone out there who
please.
paper
Anybody
pieces.
who
Let
does
us
paper
know that we
piecing.
can do it because we're very scared to try it, but it's so cool. We really, really like
But
it.
with the light is going to make it so much easier to do all of the paper
Yeah,
piecing.
so you can trace your patterns. You can applique on there. Paper piecing, foundation paper
Sketching.
piecing, sketching, coloring, drawing.
Coloring. My son
Um,
does his homework on here sometimes.
We build Legos at my house on here because we don't see so well anymore. And my grandson loves Legos. And if you put those on the light, you can see the difference in the pieces because
Yes.
in the carpet, they're the same color as the carpet.
Yeah.
Half the time. So
Honestly,
do all
this
that
morning
right
I
on
was
here.
putting on my mascara. I was trying to be quiet and the room was really, really dark. I couldn't really see very well. And I thought, why is my light board not in here? Because I would have been able to see.
and then you just look so cute with the light coming from below.
You do.
So all of those things for the
So many
Glow Ultra.
reasons to have this in
Today's
your craft
the
room.
day. Today is the day. It is on sale until midnight tonight for the 10% off. Plus you can use the coupon code with the 15%.
12 days.
12 days coupon code.
And that coupon will work with anything on the website.
And this board, 19 by 26, this is the biggest one.
Biggest
This is the
one.
biggest one.
and best.
And the mat comes all the way to the edge of the board. So you can cut a full 19 by
Yeah.
26 on
And you don't
here.
have to worry about stopping where the measurements stop because if you accidentally go off, you're going to be fine.
Right. But we made it this big on purpose. We started making one, funny story, when we were at the 2017 Quilt Market. We brought our other boards there. We were talking to the people there about making a bigger one. And everyone said it wasn't big enough.
Right.
It wasn't quite big enough
Not
because
big
you
enough.
couldn't put a fat quarter on it. Well,
So
guess what? You can.
now you can.
You can put your whole fat quarter on here. So you can see exactly where it is you're placing your things. Say you're trying to place stuff on your fat quarter or you're trying to line things up. You can do all that right here. You can cut that full distance. You can work with your whole block right on
Yeah.
top of the light.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You can just do all of your crafts. Think of a craft that maybe we didn't mention. I bet you can do it on the light board.
Because the light helps.
The light
Like,
just helps.
that's the thing about
whole
it.
situation.
You get rid of all of your overhead shadows.
Could you go over the glass mat edition? Yes,
Yes,
we're
so
happy to.
Thank you for that question. Tempered glass mat. It's an additional piece. This is it right here. It's super
Very
solid,
durable.
very durable.
Yeah, because it's tempered. So
It's tempered. It's treated. It's like a glass stovetop or a refrigerator shelf, right? So it's super durable. It's also treated, so it will take the heat of an iron
yes.
or a heat embossing gun. If you do
Yes.
paper crafting, it'll do all that stuff.
The
So when
heat
you
gun.
set it on here, you can lay your applique pieces out on top of the glass. And you can use the grid to kind of help line it all up so you know that you're square how you want that to be. You can cut your pieces on the cutting side.
Sorry.
You can set your applique on this side, and then you can iron
press it
directly
right on
on here. Don't leave it on too long. Don't iron your prom dress like
No.
we say on there. But you can iron your fusible on there. You can iron your seams on there. You can open your seams and do those right on here, right next to where you're working. So you don't have to pick it up and walk over to your ironing board
and drop everything.
or even
Right.
slip it over to a mat next to you. You don't have to
Right.
do any of that. You can do it all right on top of here, right after you finish cutting your pieces.
And on the Ultra, because it's so big, it will fit on half of it. So you can have both surfaces in your whole crafting area all together at once.
Amazing.
And if you get anything stuck on here, you can just scrape it off. So you can do messy stuff, glues and inks and paints and glitter. If you like glitter, you can do all your glitter on there and just keep it off your light board, keep your mat nice and clean, and just clean this off in the kitchen sink.
Yeah. And so we talked a little bit about applique. I just want to show you really quick how you can do your applique the way I do it with this. Anyway, if you take the mat off, you've got your little pattern piece, right? This is your little pattern piece. And the thing that I love the best about this is, so when you've got your pattern pieces that you get because you're going to make a really cute quilt that you've been staring at a quilt show for 4 days and you have to buy it. the pieces, the patterns come double-sided, right? You can see that there's the cow on the one side, there's the hedgehog on the other side, and it's hard to see through both. So if you have it on here, you can see both designs,
patterns,
right?
yeah.
So that if you dim that down, you can see what you need to see, and it's not so bad. Like that's the best thing about changing the light.
Right.
You can see it whatever works best for you.
Yeah.
So then I've got my little fusible paper here. I'll stick this directly on here, and I'll start tracing my pieces out right on my fusible.
Perfect.
So when you're tracing your pieces out on here, I'm going to do the hedgehog because I already made that other one. You can start tracing your pieces right on here. Closer to me.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
There we go. What that weird light was in the overhead lights in the way. Anyway, so you can trace it on here, right? So you can start that. Then when you need to trace the other piece, then I'll just like move it over, right? And trace the little feet. Then I have all of the pieces on my fusible that I can cut out, and then I can fuse it to my fabric.
On your glass mat.
Listen, I'm not sure if technically that's the right order of applique, but that's how I do it. And it's super easy. Because if it's not easy, I can't do it.
So once you've cut all these pieces out, then you can use the glass mat.
Then you can iron it.
And you can iron it right there.
On your
And you've got the grid right there to help you line it all up.
Yeah. And then you can put your project together all in one spot. It's amazing.
All in one spot.
So much fun. So much fun. So go to CutterPillar.com today on our 9th day of our 12 days of Christmas. And join us again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Time
For
10th day of Christmas.
We have another special.
See, we spend too much time together.
Yeah, we do.
So please join us again. And if
Yes.
you guys have any other questions, by all means, put those in there and we'll do our best to answer them. I think I saw one last question about mixed media. And yes, you can do mixed media on the glass mat too.
Yes.
You can do all of your alcohol inks, your Mod Podge, your gesso, if we still work with any of that kind of stuff. Paints, acrylic paint, all that stuff, all in the glass mats. And and it's not like dark, like you can, the light shines through.
There's another
So
glass mat out there that's a little
it's
darker.
beautiful for all that stuff.
But the light comes through ours because
Yes.
it's see-through.
So you can do it on
So
top
great.
of the light
On
board.
top of your light board.
And we did have a question earlier asking about a glass mat for the mini. I did mention that this is the only size that we had. I wanted to say, if you choose to use the glass mat on the mini, you need to prop it up because there needs to be a little space. There's little feet on it, which gives you the space so that it stays up a little bit off of the board. So you could put the glass on the mini, but you need to make sure you, like if it's hanging, you got to prop it up a little bit. So you'd have to do that. So if you can
It's a
jerry
little
rig
more
it to do that, you
complicated
can.
if you use it on the mini, but it's possible.
But it's just one size of the glass mat. So
Yes.
thank you all again for
Thank you.
joining us. We really appreciate it. And we'll
Thanks
see
for
you tomorrow.
having me here today.
Thanks for coming down to the studio. We really appreciate it. Come back for tomorrow's for our 10th day of our 12th. It's not 10.
Tomorrow's 10. Today's
10,
9.
11.
Yeah, today's 9.
Yes, because today's Friday.
How much
Friday the 13th. That's right.
How much does the Ultra Glow weigh?
Okay, so it is about, on its own, it's about 9.5 pounds. In the box that it comes in, it's about 12. And it ships, it depends on what your address is for how it ships. Typically, because it is heavier, it'll ship FedEx or UPS. But depending on if you're rural or whatever, depending on where you are, it may end up shipping USPS. But for the most part, it does ship. If you want to know, you can shoot us a quick email at support@CutterPillar, and we can look it up and find out exactly how it would ship. And yes, remember that as well. If you go to our website, if your order is $98 or more, it's free shipping in the U.S., in the continental U.S.
So wait, today we can get free shipping. We save 10% on the Ultra, and we can also save an additional 15% off anything on the website.
Oh my gosh, what a day. Today's the day, guys.
Today
Friday the 13th.
is the day.
It's time to get your stuff.
Yes.
Thank you all
Now,
so much again for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
We appreciate it.
We'll see you again soon.
Yeah.
Have a great one.
Happy crafting.
Bye.